Hello, once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and hello to my many co-conspirators today. Oh my goodness. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1 hour Rayjet Design Challenge. You are once again here at Trotec Laser Canada. Trotec Laser with your laser friend. It's me. I almost wrote your laser friendo, and then I assumed that everyone would just assume it was a typo. And so I realized I'm going to take that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you're jumping in the chat, we would love, as always, for you guys to let us know where you're watching from. Say hello. I am here, as always, with the very talented Miguel, who appears to be solving some technical...
No technical. I'm solving the mystery of the lost focus tool.
The lost focus tool?
Yeah, I think I lost it. Did I kick it somewhere? Hello, everyone. Miguel Shadow from Trotec Laser Canada, saying hello to you and trying to find my focus tool. Where is it?
Just so you guys know, A, this is live and remains live.
Yes.
B, excellent. B, we are producerless this week. And Lev is working away from the office this week. And so he called me about 20 minutes ago and said, hey, is everything good for the stream? And I said, yeah, absolutely. No problem. So like, we're just getting all the cameras set up. Everything is totally fine. If he is watching now.
And then life happens.
And then life happens, exactly. So you may see, hey, Jason, thanks so much for watching, man. Welcome back. You may see some sort of some weirdness today, but we want you guys to know that, you know, in celebration of the holiday spirit and also, you know, just for fun, Miguel and I are sort of running this like old school style where it's just the two of us behind the camera today, which means to say there's no one behind the camera today. So you may see an awful lot of webcam and very little of moving independent cam, but we will do our best to make this work. I want to introduce, so obviously, our many special guests, but first and foremost, Thomas Coronado. Enchanté.
Hi there.
You guys have seen him in the chat many a time. Somewhere between one of our absolute most devoted and faithful viewers and one of the absolute best trolls that we've ever had. If you haven't seen the Laser Jam featuring Thomas from a few weeks ago, Thomas is a very talented guy, not only as an artist, but also with his laser. You should absolutely check out Enchanté on Instagram. We'll have all the Instagram tags at the end of the show, 100%.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling, Thomas? This is your first time on the Rayjet stream.
Yeah, I'm mixed between excited and a bit afraid.
That should be the slogan for this show. Basically,
in 1 hour.
Because now you're in the
1 hour
spot.
is very short.
Yes,
Make fun of me every single week, but now you're in the spot.
Yeah.
You're competing.
Definitely.
See, now you're gonna compete with Amy.
Yeah,
You know?
that
No, you're not
will
competing
be,
now. We're all
very
friends here.
intimidating.
There's no competition. Yeah, that's why he's scared. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn. Wait, Don, you're muted, man. You're muted. Why are you doing that?
No, we've lost the host.
I want to join. Yeah, I want to join all the cool kids whose like cameras were dropping out here and there. Joining us once again this week, Joanne. Welcome back. How are you? Doing good. Lev, please come back.
He's coming back for the gingerbread house. I hope you guys are already thinking about that because I have no idea how I'm gonna make that in 1 hour.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Just to clarify, so we will be doing some gingerbread houses in 2 weeks. I think is our final stream of the year. It'll be on Wednesday. I think it's the 23rd. Yeah, 23rd. We're not going to bake the gingerbread in under an hour. We're going to give Miguel like a basic blank gingerbread house. And I think any of our previous guests, certainly who've joined us before, should definitely come back and join us again. That would be a lot of fun. I think because Miguel's actually never made a gingerbread house before.
Or salt.
Ever? Never,
ever.
He's missed out.
Never.
All those years we're going to catch up.
Sorry? What? What did you say? I mean, sorry, I couldn't catch. What?
Oh, sorry, yeah, the connection. So I'm going to have to get all those years to catch up on gingerbread.
100%. We'll make him eat like 6 gingerbread houses to catch up on all the Canadian Christmases that he didn't actually get to have.
Yeah.
You're making me sad now.
as a, let me see here, hold on. There we go. As always, too, the classic Amy Hill. Welcome back, Amy. Of course. Very happy to have you. How are you this week? Very good, very good. The room looks lovely.
Fine.
I love seeing it decorated for Christmas.
There's more fairy lights behind me.
It looks awesome. Hold on. I may have to mute Joanne because it is a slight echo. I think we're pretty much ready to get going. I will see if I can. Joanne, can you hear me? There might be a slight delay.
Oh no.
Oh no. We'll tell you what. Let me, once again, say hello to everybody who's in the chat. Everybody who's watching in the chat, we thank you so much for joining us on this holiday week of the Rayjet stream. Number 2, this week we're going to be doing some cool table decorations, either centerpieces or just like holiday, holiday, I don't know, table decorations in general. All we ever really had was like the Thanksgiving, like that big like cornucopia thing when I was a kid, but it was really, really hideous. So I'm hoping you guys can come up with something that's really, really cool today to offset all those memories from my childhood of eating gingerbread houses and looking at that terrible cornucopia. I'm especially excited to see what everybody does today as well, because I imagine I know Miguel, you're working with wood today, I think, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Joecraft Eco. Now I do know the name of these material. Yeah.
I love the Eco. The Eco is really cool. I'm excited to see what you do. I know Tamas, as like a wood expert, is very likely. I'd be very surprised if suddenly he was like, "No, today's going to be laser paper." What's the plan?
No, it's definitely wood, and I wanted to do a central table candle holder with 8 reindeers of Santa Claus.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
So there's going to be like an entire, well, I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'll see it as it comes up here. Hold on. Perhaps we are ready to get started. Amy, have you had any thoughts about what you're going to be doing today?
I'll be doing a Christmas
I'm losing
tree.
you, Dan. Sorry, I can't hear you properly.
Yeah, there we go. Is that any better?
Oh.
Damn it.
It's all right. It's live. It's around the world.
It's the internet.
These are things that happen.
Say what? Why don't we kick it off and we'll get started and we'll just jump around as we need to. You know, it's going to be fun. This is, I feel like Lev has instrumented this somehow from behind the scenes in order that he knows that we can't give him a hard time in the future here. Do you want to share your screen, Miguel? We can maybe kick it off.
Sure.
In like classic style.
Okay. So I had no idea what to do. And to be honest, I still don't know if I'm doing something nice or not. So what I'm going to do is a candle holder, right? And I'm going to inlay that, and I'm going to put something in the middle. I don't know. Do we have a candle? I don't think we have a candle, do we? So it's going to be a candle holder without a candle. But
nice.
Yeah. Right? You should see my first idea. I wanted to do that with paper, and they'll be like, yeah, that'll be a blast. But anyway, so no, that was a joke. Before anybody out there tries to do that, don't do that at home. Don't do a candle holder made of paper. Anyway,
you saw one design online though that was a candle holder made of paper, right?
No, but it wasn't a candle. They use light bulbs.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so I didn't finish yet. Of course, I'm gonna put some more stuff there, and it's gonna be inlaid. So I'm trying not to machado myself this week as well, because the next 2 weeks are gonna be really cool, and then that's the whole fury of the machado going for you. So yeah, that's my thing. I already made one piece. The other one, I'm just gonna put some Christmas symbols here, and I'm gonna cut through everything, and then I'm gonna inlay it. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not a lot of details or something to explain besides curve cutting and all this stuff that we already did it here. So go to offset path and add an offset of 0.007, to the original one, and this is gonna give me my curve, and I'll be able to join everything without glue or anything like that. So pretty simple, pretty safe, pretty straightforward. If you want to see more details about curve, we did. I don't exactly know what episode it was, but we did something just with inlays and curve cutting a long time ago. I think it was the hammer one, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But my entire memory of the hammer one, though, is the camera going out.
Yeah, Amy absolutely blew me away with that like wolf. That wolf was amazing, and that was
Oh, that took more than 1 hour though.
what? The what?
It took longer than an hour to do that.
But it was amazing, and that was completely done in inlay. So check it out if you want to know more about inlay. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. And since we have a lot of guests today, I'm gonna pass it to the next.
Sounds good. Amy, I don't know if you want to share your screen. Maybe we could check out what you got going on.
Yeah, I've got it up.
Oh, classic Christmas. I'm so pleased.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing a centerpiece, which is going to be a Christmas tree decorated with baubles and stars.
That's so cool. What's
And we'll be
the?
taking what we left. Oh,
No,
I'll
sorry,
be
go
just
ahead.
doing what I did from the chest, sorry. And it's just going to slot together again.
That's actually a really smart. See, I'm really glad you're doing that again because this is a construction technique that I think more people should look at.
Mm-hmm.
I think back on Miguel and I thinking about how we were going to assemble the chess pieces and talking about like doing something that was really, really intricate and extra. If for only like we then showed up at the stream and I think even Miguel said he's like, oh, I wish I just did what Amy did. That was really smart. Are you making yours out of? Are you doing acrylic today? Are you doing wood? Are you doing like?
I'll be also doing wood.
I'm not
And
gonna
maybe
lie.
some acrylic.
I almost did something like that, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna be good enough to do that fast. So, lucky me, I have somebody better to do it for me.
Fingers
I'm
crossed
just-
this works.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that you're buying into the use of machado as a verb. I feel like you would try and discourage that, like to machado yourself, but it's your legacy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pop over. Tomas, did you? So I'm curious.
Yeah.
When we did the laser jam, you talked about like how a lot of your designs start as drawings.
Yeah. I have those. So I made wait, I'm looking to share my screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I made some research first because I didn't know all the names of the. I'd like to share this. All right. Do you see my screen? No.
Not yet. We'll see. There should be like a little button at the bottom that'll say like.
I need to allow. Oh, damn it! I need to allow.
You know what? It's the Christmas season. You guys, we don't have to stress.
I will show it through my webcam instead of my screen. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, I drew a very basic shape.
Very cool.
So the candle goes here.
Okay.
There is the safe spot between the wood and the candle, and then you have the decoration. And I didn't know all the names of the reindeers of Santa Claus, so I made some research, and everyone has a particularity. So I learned things with this challenge. So there are 4 males and 4 females reindeers.
Really?
And so I looked for a profile shape of reindeers, and then I made some doodles. I don't know if you see them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool.
So everyone has a design according to the particularities. So for instance, Blitzen here is the light bringer. So I made a star guiding the things. Cupid is for the love. So I made a little heart. And then below you have other ideas that I had. So I will just go through that, scan them, do the thing in Illustrator, and maybe engrave, maybe cut some parts, glue 2 pieces together, and then insert them on the side of the candle holder, so it makes a center table decoration.
Very cool. That's deep Santa lore. I didn't even realize there was.
Rayjet Challenge is also culture, people.
Yeah.
Check this out. I had no idea about any of that stuff, and I literally like threw my hands in the air. I was like, wait a second, what? He's talking about the
Yeah.
Santa Claus reindeers? That deep?
Thank you, Wikipedia, for that.
I see you've worn the ceremonial headdress as well. I'm very glad that you got the memo.
Definitely.
That I'm so sorry that we've all forgotten to wear ours, but you do look very handsome, sir. It's a good look.
Thank you.
I'll be an elf. This your way.
Finally, I want to pop over to Joanne. I'm sorry that we're having some connection issues, but
That's absolutely not your fault. It's probably the internet and the server.
you know, I think it's okay. People are in a giving mood. It's Christmas. You know, it's cool.
Sorry?
It's cool. It's no big deal. People are in a giving mood. It's a Christmas time. It doesn't matter. Nobody minds.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
So,
What's your plan for
Right.
today? What's on the? I'm so curious to see because your design last week I thought turned out beautifully. I saw the finished design on Instagram and it was gorgeous.
yeah, thank you. But
Absolutely.
it took a while to paint them. Obviously, that goes beyond the hour of cutting, but it did turn out well. Better than I expected.
We always the classic rule is like as long as it's in the laser by the end, as long as the laser is working by the end of the hour, that counts. That counts. Miguel and I don't.
Right, okay, so that's
If
that's
if it had been hour.
Oh, for sure.
good
Yeah.
goal. So I'm gonna work on a longish piece because the majority of the Christmas tables are normally with a few more guests than 3 or 4. This year, obviously, it's going to be a bit different, but
True.
I'm currently working on this, and it's going to be like a little Christmas village that's going to be lit from the inside.
Cool.
Have a 3-dimensional
Nice.
tree in the middle.
Oh, that's really cool. That point about the larger table is really relevant too. That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, because I googled centerpieces. I think that you could possibly find that a bit strange, but I didn't know exactly what you would define as a centerpiece for a table.
Especially for Christmas, I feel like there's not like a classic, like one thing that everybody thinks.
Yeah. The
But-
alternative would have been a tier, like you would get a Betty's tea house.
I've seen those. I haven't seen that since I was a little kid, though. The like light up, the beautiful like light up. Am I thinking of the right thing? They're made of like ceramic or of metal. Maybe not. Okay.
No, I was
In
actually
Canada,
going to
we
make
got
this
weird
one out
tea
of wood. But
Okay.
that would also be an idea.
I really like where this is going. I'm also glad that we had a quick chance to speak with Tomas about the fact that his candle holder has a built-in ring of protection for the candle, because since Miguel and I are making a candle holder and it would never have occurred to me to include like a safety section next to the candle, I'm really glad that he mentioned that before we started.
If you move a candle without a safety and the candle moves and the melted candle goes on the material, either wood or acrylic, it can take fire, and then there's a safety risk, obviously.
Yeah, it's a low point of the Christmas dinner at very least. Let's say.
And that's why when I started talking about it, I right now I'm not doing candle holder anymore. It's gonna be a light bulb holder.
Yeah, it's a modern, it's a modern take on the candle.
LED, yeah, LED holder.
Yeah.
No, how do you call
Yeah.
the Christmas lights here? We actually have a name for that in Brazil. How do you call that? Do you have a name for it? Like
Like the classic, like Christmas lights, like the ones on the.
yeah,
Tea
the tree.
lighter.
Now we call it pisca pisca in Brazil.
Wait. How do you spell that?
Pisca pisca. I'm gonna put it there in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, if I
There you
type,
go.
I feel like I'm gonna get a part of the internet that I have no interest in.
No,
Okay.
dude, this is just literally like Christmas lights, but there's a
Okay.
name for it.
Hold on. So I'm getting. Let's see here. So which?
So put the stuff inside the holder that I did, and now it's a pisca pisca holder. But this is Christmas lights, and that's it, right? Like there's no name for it, correct?
No, correct. Yeah, we don't have like a special. I don't think so. I mean, like Amy said, I've heard like baubles for like the Christmas like balls that you hang on the tree, and I've heard like fairy lights for the ones like in behind Amy. They're the like little white bright ones. But outside of that, nothing. I don't think. Hold on. I have a question here. So I started my laser business a week ago. Congratulations. Cutting personalized wooden Christmas balls and selling them for $9 a piece. I haven't looked at Trotec materials yet, but my Gravograph materials are too expensive. Well, I cannot speak to the Gravograph materials, but I will say two things. Number one, Mr. Heibel, congratulations. I'm surprised you only started your laser business now because you have consistently, in the last few weeks, been in the chat with some of the most like top level elite laser hacks and tricks that anyone has ever shared with us on here, I think. Yeah. But secondarily, I think a wooden Christmas ball is such a cool thing for the laser. I'm curious if you could tell me a little bit more, like whether you're using a rotary tool or whether you have, like, I don't know why I expect that you've like cut a Coke bottle in half and fashioned your own like homemade like tool, but I feel like you've probably got like a secret tip for doing like spheres or objects like that you could share with us. If you do want to check out Trotec Materials, you can always go to trotecmaterials.com. I think it's trotec-materials.com, and that will route you to your local Trotec, dealer, depending on, each different country has its own materials website. We can only sell in Canada presently, but there are a lot of really great web stores around the world. I get to interact with all the other consumables managers around the world, and they're all really, really sweet and knowledgeable. So I know they will help you get set up. And also a lot of them are running like special Christmas deals and Black Friday things and, all sorts of cool stuff at this time of year. So, it's a good time to check out the materials. I'm trying to remember, Miguel, I feel like we've used the Eco before, right? Have we?
Yes, a long time ago. When I still had hair. I don't know exactly when that was, but like, yeah.
In the before times.
Yeah, in the before times.
The day I posted that drawing.
I think we had a presentation the other day where we had like pictures of everybody who works for Trotec Canada, and Lev had used an old picture of Miguel from when he very first started that still had like the cool like flippy hairstyle, and it was just very like, I've gotten so used to the buzz cut now that I don't know, it's almost I like the buzz cut better. Is this what you expected to be talking about today, Miguel? Because it is now.
Not really, no, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Miguel, did you mean something like this, like a little tea light holder? Or is it something different?
Yeah, something like that. I just don't have one of these, so I'll just put inside, and shine the room or something like that.
I mean, we have a flashlight. We could put a flashlight inside it.
I mean, are you being sarcastic or are you actually?
No, I wish we had. Yeah, because when we go to post these up on Instagram later today, I really want it to look as good as possible because, let's face it, that typically, week in and week out, the stuff that we get from our guests is pretty impressive when it goes up on Instagram, and I know today is going to be no exception. Like already, I know we're going to be getting like another beautiful Amy Hill installation. I already know Thomas is building something completely custom that has each individual reindeer personalized, and Joanne is building a tiny Christmas village that's going to be lit. So I feel like the least I can do is try and get you an actual proper light source for your like piece picture for the.
I couldn't think of it. I have an idea.
Okay.
You see, I'm here as a support too. Like you're the host, and I'm the support designer. Everybody here is a star. Draw.
That's true. Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are our customers, right? So we're doing this for them.
You get like these little tea light things.
Mm-hmm.
That you put these type of batteries in.
Are they like little like watch batteries, the little circular ones? Oh, hold on. I think you might have frozen. That's all right. Hold on. We'll come back. Thomas, your screens come up in my stream here. Would you mind if I shared it so we could watch some of your working processes there?
It's okay. So first of all, and I can explain what I'm doing. So first of all, I've just designed the center frame. So I have the silhouette here of my candle holder. Okay, so this is basically the external space that will be filled with the reindeers. Here is the candle, and I have 6 mm wood here. So I will cut two faces of 3 mm veneer from
Okay.
Trotec, and I've cut my 8 slots here. So I have also here 3 mm. So a total of 6 mm, and I have make the slots. This is the base, and this is the upper ring with the safety spot of the
Candle.
for the candle, definitely. And now I have my basic frame for the reindeer. I have my silhouette here, and I will now just with the I don't know the name in English, the plume, petit plume, or the dots to make the drawings, and then with the color code of my my job control, define what will be engraved, what will be cut, and then move to the next deer, and so on and so on.
Very cool. So to do the silhouette on each side, are you just doing like a mirror?
I will just mirror it and then cut the two at the same time and then glue them together.
That's really, really cool. Oh, I love this idea. Okay. Hold on. I want to pop back to Amy's. I love checking in with Amy's as we go along because inevitably, like, I show it at the start and it's just like a silhouette of something. And then I come back 20 minutes later and it's like a nearly completed, it's like a cooking show where she has like one that's beautiful and finished in the oven that I'd swear she had made earlier because it's. Are each of those individual be engraved into the tree, or are you planning to do like separate stars and baubles to go on?
I'm going to cut them out. These are all hairlines.
So you're going to cut each of them out. Wait, I don't know if I'm. So you'll cut them each out, and then will the like silhouettes of each of the pieces stay in the tree? That'll be like it'll be the tree with all the cool like cutouts all through.
Yeah.
Cool. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and inside maybe I'll add some like little baubles in here where these are going to like be the string.
Ah, okay, I see. Oh, so you'll have like actual little baubles hanging inside the tree.
Oh yeah.
No problem. Easy.
Easy. Really cool. Easy peasy.
Radna, thank you so much for joining us once again this week. Welcome one, welcome all, by the way. If this is your first week ever watching the Rayjet Challenge, this week is a bit of an interesting one. You've come right in the middle of like a themed month. We're doing 4 straight weeks of Christmas-themed applications and stuff. I say and stuff because at the end of this month, we're going to be doing gingerbread houses in the Rayjet. And everyone obviously is willing or is welcome to join us. Basically, I found a way to make it so that my job involves me getting to eat as much gingerbread as I like while I write it off as like research, figuring out how. I'm trying not to make that like too, obvious, but I feel like, people are going to see right through that pretty fast. So, oh man. Okay. Let me see. Miguel, do you mind if I pull yours back up here, bud?
The what? Sorry, what?
Mind if I add your screen back to the stream?
Sure. Why would I? What? Why would
I always want to double check that you're not like in the middle of, like some secret part of the design process. I want to get into the habit of asking everybody, making sure, I don't want to give away industry secrets.
Actually, I'm using the pencil tool, just holding my mouse and doing stuff because I cannot draw. Like, I wish I could do what Thomas is doing, have more time to actually hand draw all this stuff because I love to illustrate. But I came with terms with the idea of hand drawing things with the pencil tool and the mouse. It works, Hey, Nicole.
But I am with the mouse,
What?
I'm doing here.
You're tracing, right? You're tracing your drawing, right?
Yeah, but with the mouse.
Yeah, I was doing this straight from the pencil tool.
That's because you're a madman. I can't. That pencil tool is impossible to draw with, in my very limited estimation.
It's just a question of training, you know.
I mean, so wait, but you're not using the pencil tool right now, though, are you, Thomas? That looks like the pen tool.
Not the free drawing, you know, just the one with the dots, and you give them the curves, and then you move to the next dot to follow a line.
Yes. Okay. I think I know the one you mean. I feel like I should pull up Illustrator too. You guys always have to work like while I just, relax and get to watch you guys work. I feel like I should have to pull up Illustrator and like hand draw something. It'll be like a new feature for 2021 is by the end of each stream, Miguel will have to have finished a project and I'll have to have finished like a portrait of, Miguel, or like a still life of the fruit on the desk in front of me or something.
Finish a project? Did you just say that? I never finish projects, dude.
Hey, again, as long as it's in the laser, that fully counts. That 100% counts.
Sure.
I want to ask, because we've got, so many guests here this week, I'll go in turn, but being that Mr. Highball says he just started his laser business, I'm curious if you guys might have any sort of suggestions for him. I know that you guys are sort of like in different stages. Thomas, you've been running like Enchantement for a number of years now, right? I know in the beginning it was mostly...
Yeah, but with the Trotec, it's just 1 year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, am I remembering correctly in saying that you said you started woodworking with like a small like tool in your like dorm room or in the bedroom of the house that you were living in university?
Yeah, true.
That's such a cool story.
I started by hand, and then I moved for a square saw machine to save some time with the production process. And then a few years later, through a fab lab, I've discovered the laser, and I wanted to move to that direction.
That's really cool. I didn't realize it was through a fab lab that you first discovered the laser.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Wow.
I was investigating some CNC.
Okay.
And then they had a laser cutter, and I was like, Jesus, I need one of those.
That's pretty much most people's first reaction, I think.
Investigating the price, and I was like, okay, we'll wait a few years and then we'll do that.
Well, but that's the thing, though, too. We're very fortunate, Miguel and I in particular, in that we get to use Trotec lasers every day. You know what I mean? Obviously, they do represent a pretty, sizable investment for a new business. But, I think one of the things we hope to show with this stream and a lot of the streams that we do is that, let's see if you decide to finance a Rayjet, for example, that it's like $300 a month. We wanted to show that there's ways that you can start using the Rayjet to make money, or at very least to make the projects that you're interested in making right away. It's not like something that's going to take you, years to work through or work off. It's something that, can start hopefully working for you immediately. But I am curious to know sort of like when you started looking at the laser, did you have a particular thing in mind that you wanted to do? Or was it mostly just a question of like, that would be really cool, I want one of those in my life?
That's a tricky question. because you can't only, to me, you can only think about what will be able to do with the tool once you get to know the tools and the capability and the possibilities that the tools has to offer. So what I saw with the laser was that the time saving it could offer me,
right?
Instead of investigating into precision development, etc., the laser can save me a lot of time, and that time I can invest into the creativity of the piece. So that was the trigger.
Yeah, it makes sense. How about you, Amy? I think I've asked you this before, but I'm curious to know sort of like, how did you first encounter the laser, or like Trotec, I guess, in general, and then also like what was it that prompted you to make the jump, given that like you were sort of trained as an illustrator first and foremost?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was doing illustration, doing a degree in it, and then I left and I was like, what do I do now? I've got this piece of paper and I don't know what to do. And then I went to a lot of crafting shows, and they were like, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, just find something or find somehow to make these rubber stamps. So I was like, okay, I'll try and manufacture them myself. And that's how I found Trotec.
Wow. I always forget that it was through rubber stamps being the first thing.
Mm.
Did you ever actually make stamps?
No. The one thing I was looking into getting it for, didn't actually make. I ended up doing more wood stuff than anything.
That's okay. I mean, look, if there's anything that the people in the stream this week can attest, I think it is that wood can make for some very beautiful projects. How about you, Joanne? How did you first encounter? I don't know nearly enough about Joanne yet. I have to ask Joanne all the silly questions that I like to ask.
Well, I'm actually a fashion designer.
Right.
But the first encounter that I actually had with a laser was a cut-out bag, a leather handbag.
Oh, cool.
And then I started looking into it because doing things like that by hand would take you hours and hours and hours, and it would never be as accurate as if you were to do it with a laser. And the irony is, I've actually never made a handbag with it either.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yeah, I got it, and I started off with a Mr. Beam.
Yep.
It's a diode laser. I told about that last time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized that it wouldn't get through enough or thick enough materials for what I actually intended on doing with it. And the majority of the time, I basically make lamps.
Your lamps are beautiful, though. If you guys haven't seen, I'll pull up Joanne's Instagram here. I love what you do with the laser because I said this to you last week, but I will say it again. I think one of my favorite things that people do with the laser is like more 3D like constructions in terms of projects, and Joanne does beautiful stuff. Let me see.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you like it.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I saw for the first time your work last week.
Yeah, but Thomas, what I've...
Sorry?
Oh, I think maybe her internet might have frozen just temporarily, but we will bring it back. In the meantime, I do still want to share
My screen? Apparently.
Joanne's Instagram, because I mean, very sincerely, Joanne does really, really cool stuff. And her fashion projects that she links to are also incredibly cool. Are presently the most recent ones I saw were very much like a pattern based, like a really cool use of pattern. But I love, in particular, she was talking about her lamps, and these ones up here near the top. Where is it? Yeah, this one in particular, I think is so cool. I was saying, well, first and foremost, again, if you guys are, I mean, if you're not following, _Joanne _Trimble _ on Instagram, definitely check it out. I'll also pull up Tomas, because he in turn also has a very cool Instagram presence. And Tomas is one of the very few who includes videos. I love this spooky candle holder you did, Tomas. It's really, really cool.
Thanks.
Also, I believe you mentioned, so again, really quick, I almost always forget this, but Enchantement Noir, there on the screen, absolutely do not miss it. Do not miss it. If I'm not mistaken, you mentioned that you had just had your first child recently. That you were
yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
He has 3 weeks today.
Wow, congratulations.
Aww.
Thanks, dude.
How long is it before his first laser engraved like decoration or mobile or something?
You gotta start them early.
Once we will move him into his own bedroom. For the moment, he sleeps with us.
Makes sense. Well, it's like I said, it's just one more thing that gives you more awake time for creativity. While you're...
Let's say that for the moment it's a bit tricky, but
yes.
I am still at home, and that's a very unique experience, and I really love it.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Let me see if I can. Oh, there's even so it's congratulations in the chat. By the way, Doug, thank you so much for joining us. Johnny, also, we saw you in the chat. We know you're very busy today, but thank you for stopping in, man. That's awesome. You know we're going to have you back in the coming weeks, 100%. Nicole, too. Absolutely did not miss you, Nicole. I popped up your messages a little while ago, but I wanted to give you a special shout out. Nicole has been watching the show for a long time. Nicole is awesome and very, very talented. Miguel, what's up, my dude?
I think I finished my stuff. I gotta put in the laser. I gotta test the curve, make sure that it's working. But I think I am donezo.
Wow.
Nice.
You know what time it is? It's only 40 minutes. Are you sure?
Yes.
Can we add another element?
Pop it on the screen. Pop it on the screen.
Let me see. I've got it right. There
I can explain myself. Yeah. So there we go. That's what I did. Like I did one side is gonna be like random Christmas stuff, and the other side is gonna be the front of a house with a reindeer and Santa Claus dropping Christmas presents on a chimney.
That's really cute, man. That's really cool.
I'm terrible at this. I know. Thank you.
You are not terrible.
I'm all the time, going like WWAD. What would Amy do? Like, I need to do something. I have to do something cute. What would Amy do? Oh my God. So, I went that route there.
It looks really good. It looks really great. I'm so impressed too that you, hold on, I'm going to make this center screen again. So how much of this did you just draw with the pencil tool? Because it's
all of it,
pretty great.
But the reindeers are just picked up from Google and like auto trace it. But everything else was in pencil tool, and now I'm gonna transform that in cut lines. And honestly, the biggest hassle here is making sure that everything is gonna stay in one piece of wood, and it's not just gonna fall flat.
Yes.
But that's one of the things that I wanted to see from Thomas, like how he's gonna make the cuts, the cut throughs, and the kiss cuts and the engraving to actually make the design look as good as he drew. It's always interesting to see that.
Still figuring out.
Yeah, yep. I think Thomas is interested to know that too.
I have to say that every time I still don't have a work-through process.
That's the hardest part, I'm pretty sure, because to me it is like you think about something and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now to the laser. Wait a second. It's not gonna work.
Hang on.
I have to admit I'm really, really, really excited about Ruby. I followed the 2 videos already on the YouTube channel, and I'm so hyped with this.
We have another video coming out this Friday too, so I hope you'll have a chance to watch.
I'm already enlisted
Yes.
to watch it. I have a reminder in my calendar. I have a reminder everywhere.
No, please go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just that, as I said, when you see a tool and you start thinking about how it will make your life easier, the fact I'm working now on a SKU process to identify my design, because it will be easier for me to pick that up and work directly with Ruby, and the fact that it will be Mac compatible.
Yes.
That will make my life so much easier.
I have to be honest with you. I think that is the number one thing. I mean, Ruby comes with a lot of cool advancements. For anyone who's not familiar, Thomas is referring to the new software that Trotec is going to be publishing, the version 1.0. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. I'll find out when the version 1.0 is meant to go live. But we have a beta version that's available right now to anybody who has a speedy laser. If you visit ruby.troteclaser.com, you can sign up for the beta. It's completely free. You can check it out. Basically, it works like it has a lot of job controls functionalities, but taken to the next step. And perhaps more importantly, it works directly in your web browser. So you're able to access it from a Mac. You're able to access it from, remotely via your smartphone. To run the laser, you still have to be next to the laser, of course, for safety reasons, but you can prepare your jobs in advance. You can pull up jobs in advance. if you work, on one computer, if you have your Mac that you use for design and you just have a PC hooked up to your laser, there's no worry about, moving files back and forth, that kind of thing. They're still working on new features, which I think is what we're going to be talking about this Friday, some of the newest stuff that's going to be coming out in the new release. But it is going to be pretty cool, I think. I think Mac might be the #1 requested thing that this is going to answer.
I bet.
We get, but it makes sense, right? I mean, it's like a design-focused, business. So, of course, there are a lot of people working with Macs. I can appreciate that. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm pretty excited for it too. I think we have our first. So we had a quick mention here in the chat from Kibong, and I just wanted to point it out because they mentioned that they're watching in Korea, and I don't think we've ever had anybody watch from Korea before. I'm really happy to have you as part of the show. You all are some of my favorite people. Nicole, right back at you. You're the best. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. I got to decorate. See, the other thing is that Lev is out of the office this week, so what I really ought to do is decorate his office for Christmas so that when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be very appreciative that it's all Christmassy in here, and he won't necessarily, let's say, not appreciate that.
Yeah, that's why we don't have LaserCam today. It's because
That's right.
Right, I'm gonna put the laser on now.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
Do you want to see the file beforehand?
Please, I'd love that. Yeah, let me pop up here. Hold on.
Yeah. Right, I don't know if you can see how thin the lines are.
Just a little bit. Can you slide it a little bit to the left? Ever so slightly. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I can absolutely see it. It's a little Christmas village.
See it?
Yeah.
Hey, she made a Christmas village? That's cool.
Yeah. It's going to be really cool, I think.
Yeah, let's see if it works.
There's going to be a lot of that this morning, Joanne. I wouldn't worry too much. Miguel and I were still talking about the laser cam about 40 minutes ago. Let's see if it works.
Oh, by the way, Thomas, I meant to ask you, do you work with Vectornator?
Sorry?
Vectornator, the app.
No, I don't know this one.
It's really good. You should try it out. And you can export the files directly to Illustrator as well, and it's a lot quicker.
Oh, yummy.
You can use the pen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite
Wow,
comfortable
this-
to work that way.
This actually does look really cool.
I will check this one. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah, try it. And it's free.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the. So just very quickly here in my other screen, I've got it pulled up, and it does look like really pretty cool. Is it similar in a way to sort of what's the Procreate? I was gonna say, yeah, Procreate, like the other sort of.
It's very, very similar to Procreate. Obviously, it's a vector-based program, and it's really good for when you're out and about and you haven't got access to a laptop.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Procreate's
and
amazing.
It's absolutely great. I did a few SVG files while I was at uni,
Right.
and you can export them directly to Dropbox from your iPad or to Illustrator.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really good. And I'm actually quite surprised about the quality of the SVG files that come out of this software because they're really, really good.
That's a
You
good
should
tip.
try
Thank
it.
you. Yeah. Well, I will always be a stand for Procreate, or in this case, Vectornator. Anything that allows you to build files for the laser in the way that's most comfortable to you. I think that, like, obviously Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff are really powerful programs, but they're not necessarily. I mean, I feel like any program that people say the best way to learn it is just to play around with it is maybe true, but not everybody necessarily has the time.
Yeah.
Like, fortunately, I learned it while I was in university, same as you, so I had the opportunity to sort of take some time to learn, the ins and outs of it a little bit. But, like, if you're starting a new business, you might not have time to just sit down and watch a 3-hour Illustrator tutorial online, right? But
Exactly.
if you're somebody like Amy or like, again, even somebody like Thomas or, somebody who comes to it principally through like hand illustration, finding a way to easily translate that onto the laser without necessarily having to retrace everything by hand is like a huge shortcut.
Yeah, you should definitely try it. I'd like to hear what you think of it as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing I wish we could get Miguel set up with, to be honest. For what he was mentioning earlier is this idea of like, because Miguel is a very talented artist, but he doesn't have we don't have like a tablet here in the office or anything that allows him to draw except using the pencil tool, right? So it's sort of
even if I did, I'm way too machado to do that, to be honest. when I'm doing my paintings, my drawings, I take my sweet time. I mean, to be honest, you know what? Let me open Behance here so you guys can see something that I did once.
Do it. I'm really quickly going to pull up some chat things here too, really quickly. Lasertech Botswana with the smiley face, but no Ruby for Rayjet anytime soon. Not yet. It is on the list, is my understanding, or it may be coming in the future. But because Rayjet just got the new software update with the Rayjet Manager, I think they are principally trying to get it locked down for the speedy lasers first and foremost. Rayjet may always have its own sort of software suite, but I know that right now, especially with how powerful Rayjet Manager is, it definitely, it's in a good spot right now.
So I sent the link there under the chat.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm going to pull that up. Nicole mentions that we should elf Snowflake Lev's office, at which point I feel like I almost have to, because now I can say that it was Nicole's idea and no longer my own. And then finally, Johnny mentions a very, very important point about Ruby that I didn't mention, which is that you'll be able to use multiple lasers from one computer. So if you're working in a building like ours, I mean, again, we're pretty spoiled, but if you have multiple computers all hooked up to Ruby, you can send files, all of them separately, just on your one design computer. You don't necessarily have to have a separate, setup on every single one, and you can export to every single one simultaneously. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to pull up this link that Miguel sent me. Is it the same link twice?
Yeah, it's. I kind of hit it. Yeah, with 3. Okay. So this was pointless, and this is the last time that I actually did some professional illustration work. I had an invitation for a friend. So there we go.
It's really nice, dude.
Wow.
Wait, really?
It took like two full days of work in this thing. It was like an entire. It was bigger than an A4. What is the name of that Japanese paper I had to do this?
Washi paper or the
Origami?
Oh, sorry?
Or ice paper? Or rice paper?
I don't know. I forgot the name. I had one made for ink, right, with pencil, and I had to do like point by point for a while. And this is the place that they married.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a while since I did that. So see, that's what I mean. I cannot do the kind of this stuff in like 1 hour. It's beyond me. So
I have seen you do like a version of pointillism with the Rayjet though, or with the laser. I think
somebody else making fun of me, Amy. I can only allow you.
Someone off camera.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy, that's really nice. Hold on, I want to pop that up. It's gorgeous.
There we go.
I didn't have the vision in the beginning, but it's really, really nice.
There we go.
So,
These could be painted up. They don't have to be just plain.
That's gorgeous. That's nice.
There we go. Nice.
I was about to ask if you have the tiny Christmas baubles, and then I realized who I was talking to, and I realized that's a silly question. Of course, Amy has tiny
She's going to have to quickly do that.
Nicole, thank you for mentioning that. We would love for you to join us on the stream on Friday if you can. It's going to be 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, which is pretty early in the morning out in the West Coast. But
wait, she's in Florida.
She is, but I was just mentioning it because I was thinking Canada wide. Like somebody mentioned it the other day, isn't that 7:30 in the morning on the West Coast of Canada? But for Ruby. Oh my God. Rudy. Mm-hmm. Well, it has been really nice working here, and
no.
I look forward to being replaced next week by
Oh,
Lev, are you there, Lev? Somewhere? I'm actually. Hi, Lev. I don't know. Just in case, he's probably watching.
If not now, then certainly in the future. Is shaking his head. It's going to take things such as Rudy.
Oh God.
Excellent.
I think I've run out of time.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
okay.
I'm so nowhere
I'll
to
be posting
produce
it on
something right now.
Instagram, though, definitely.
It's one of those things I think where, at least for me, the 1 hour aspect of the challenge seemed like, tricky until I did it, and then I realized it's almost impossible. It's so hard to do anything in an hour. I don't know how.
It's actually okay designing the file, but then putting it on the laser, I think it's going to be cut in about 14 minutes. So
Gotcha.
we'll see.
And not only that, but there's also the part that you don't really know what's gonna happen until you cut it for the first
Exactly.
time. Especially if it's an inlay, you're like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna have the the right curve? And
The other problem, Miguel, is that when you, for instance, myself here on Illustrator, I'm just trying to figure out where the slots, when I need to cut the deer side to put it right on the candle holder. So now I'm just thinking how thick is my candle holder is, how what width I have to cut to make it fit perfectly.
mhm.
And this is something you can't draw with pencil and paper. It's something you need to think about how much millimeter you need to cut to make sure it's not too deep to go into the candle, but also big enough to hold everything together properly.
I wish I could think about this stuff because honestly, I just wing it. Right now, I made this. Yeah, I cut this and it's like too small. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this bigger, and I literally just scale randomly, and I tried it again. And right now, it's either looking good or it's not gonna look good. But either way, I'm gonna do it. So, no, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
I take it back. I don't want Lev to watch this one.
No, it's fine. But you were completely right. And to be honest, when I do plan a project like the chess board that I have there, I actually had to measure everything before I sent it the laser because I kind of had one shot and I couldn't,
Yeah.
match that. So, yeah.
Well, and to bring it back around to, I'm not sure if we got to ask Thomas this when we were on the stream with him, but one thing we typically ask when we were doing the laser jam sessions with customers on Fridays was, what's the craziest thing that you had engraved? And I mean, we've had people talk about, I engraved a 300-year-old rifle, or I engraved like a pair of, one of a kind, Nike sneakers, or stuff that's literally just irreplaceable. Like there's one of it, and this was my grandfather's rifle that he used in the war. Like there's no amount of money in the world that you could pay me to risk engraving somebody's grandfather's rifle. Like there's a certain amount of putting something in the laser that just you have to have a level of confidence. I feel like that, if it doesn't work out, I will figure something out to, if I accidentally write Trotec Rudy instead of Ruby, then, we'll figure it out from then on. But I'm going to see if, Miguel.
Yes.
Could we tell everyone that tiny version was just your prototype?
It was. Why?
Exactly. Good question. Don't worry about it. When you said you scaled it randomly, I thought maybe.
Now I scaled it randomly because this one is, for instance, now is way too big. See? And now the curve, it went a little bit more than I wanted. So I'm probably going to do 0.004 instead of 5. I don't know if it's the equal because, again, guys, for everybody that is watching this and want to do curve cutting and inlay cutting, it changes depending on the material, right? So some materials have more friction than others. And in this case, I don't know if the equal has something that's different, right? Is this wood? What is that, Don?
So it's it's wood technically, but it's made of recycled fibers. So it's entirely a recycled material, but it also means that it's woven together from several other things. So
it's extremely,
it is a super
hard.
abrasive surface. Like in terms of like friction, it's like worst of the worst probably. It's a great material, but for kerf cutting, it's going to be pretty tricky.
Yeah. So in this case, when you have a lot of friction, like in acrylic or in this thing here, you have to turn down a little bit the offset. Right, so I did 0.005, which is my usual offset for most of the materials out here. But for this case, I think I'm going to do either 4 or 3. But,
okay. I think we're coming up on an hour here pretty soon. I wanted to
see, even if I finished the design, I still didn't even start making the stuff.
Johnny mentions in the Johnny Green, who by the way joined us last week. You can see him at Johnny Trotec on Instagram, and he does a lot of really cool, funny stuff. He mentions that Rayjet Manager is amazing now, and he's absolutely right. We've done some streams in the past where we got to show off the difference between Rayjet Commander and Rayjet Manager. And although Commander is still great in a lot of ways, Manager is pretty sweet. I can't lie. I feel spoiled with Manager. Also, he mentions that you nailed it, Amy, which I mean, can't say I disagree.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you once again. Also, Amy, a special shout out to Amy for always having a project finished by the end of the hour, so that somebody. As I say, there's beautiful stuff on Instagram always, you guys, including ours.
Somebody has to carry this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody has to be first to cross the line, and today it is the very beautiful. It is beautiful.
There we go. There's one of the baubles.
Let me pull that up. I want to make that.
Nice.
Oh,
That's great. Yeah.
That's really cool. Wow,
Wait,
when the light
is that mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's
cool.
just like golden mirror acrylic.
That's really, really cool. I like
You
it.
do those in different colors.
See, I wish I could be, like that. I tried. I swear to God, I tried today. I was like, okay, I gotta think like Amy, work like Amy, and then I failed like Miguel. So
be the Amy. Forget the Machado. Well, listen.
So that's not true, Miguel. That's not true.
I will say I am very, very excited. One more time, I want to run through everybody on Instagram because I want you guys to have a chance to see these projects more up closely. First and foremost, do not miss out. I am going to share my screen here so you can see it. We mention it every week, but that's because she deserves it 1,000,000%. You guys should not miss out on Amy's Instagram. I'm going to make it front and center for Trotec Rudy. Here we go. Mischief Pop, MISS Chief Pop. Do not miss out on Amy's Instagram. She does such cool stuff. This project from last week turned out really gorgeous, I think.
I agree.
Oh.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
but look at that chessboard, man. That was really cool.
Yeah, the chessboard is
Yeah,
super
that-
cool.
It's so much fun to do.
I want you guys to know too, because it wouldn't be a stream if I didn't tease Lev a little bit. In like private messages on the back of Instagram, he absolutely sent Amy messages later being like, "Where's my caterpillar?" Like that is a very real thing that happened. I don't know if you guys saw that week, but that is a very real thing that happened. And Amy was kind enough to make him a custom caterpillar after the stream, which I thought was pretty cool.
He wouldn't let it go.
No. Once again, too, we mentioned it earlier, but I want to pull up Thomas as well. Enchanteur. You can see it there on the screen. Do not miss out on Thomas's Instagram. He does some really, really cool stuff. Not to mention being a huge friend to us here in Trotec Canada. We absolutely want to have him back on the show as soon as possible. But I know if you're able to get it finished this afternoon, I mean, I know you have a newborn at home, so priorities, obviously.
I will post the time lapse of the production of the candle holder.
That would be so cool. I would love
Nice,
that. We
yeah.
will absolutely be able to repost that. But yeah, do not miss out on Thomas. On social media, is Instagram sort of the primary place to come for your work, or should we go to the Facebook page, or what's the best thing?
Facebook's page is more for the orders.
Okay.
You can contact me through that, but Instagram is more like the show off and the visibility, internationally speaking.
Very cool. Yeah, man, I love Thomas's work. Finally, last but certainly not least will be Miguel and I. Here we go. As we said earlier, one more time we mentioned it, but if you guys don't know about Joanne, Joanne actually came to our attention. I mean, certainly one of the first things that I saw that Joanne did was actually as a result of the Rayjet Challenge. She's been posting cool stuff on Instagram for a long time, but one of the things that I first saw was this version of the apple that Amy did on her apple pie during the stream that I thought was really, really cool.
The first crossover. Yeah.
Sorry.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, that was the first crossover.
Oh, yeah, true.
Right?
Man.
Like something like out Snow White.
We're like a comic book. There's action, there's misunderstanding, there's all sorts of exciting things.
There's drama.
Yeah, this is the Trotec cinematic universe.
Absolutely drama.
Joanne does beautiful work. And as she mentioned, she's principally a fashion designer. So do not miss the fashion stuff that she posts also. You have, am I mistaken in saying that you have the fashion stuff on a separate account? I think Joanne has disappeared for the moment, but she will come back. We have to keep you guys in suspense, but do not miss out on her Instagram page, _Joanne_Trimble_. And then obviously, check us out, Trotec Canada later today. We'll have some cool stuff posted up. We're going to put up the finished design from Miguel, but I think that's probably going to do it for today. This was a crazy stream. I do not want to do this leveless probably ever again. But thank you guys. Thank you, Connie, for stopping in. Shoot.
Next week we do know what is the theme, right? What we're gonna do actually. We're gonna do Christmas cards. So that is one. Yeah, woo, exactly. You see, I'm coming prepared. I'm gonna shadow myself, and we gotta finish that in the 1 hour because, well, it's a piece of paper, right? Like, there's no way that we can mess this up.
Oh my god! I just come to you 1 week from now.
Oh,
Okay.
and I forgot to tell you
Nice.
that I have my first order of the new leather material.
Ooh, cool. Excellent. I'm glad to hear
So
it.
it's shipping right now, so I'm expecting it before Christmas and make some tests during the holiday season.
Ooh, I would love to see that. If you get a chance to post it
Yeah.
online. Ours is still on its way to Canada. Shipping is a little bit slow right now with the holiday season and everything going on, but our first order of the laser leather is on its way right now. So we're going to be able to do our own test, I hope, pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's pretty cool.
You betcha. In the meantime, though, Joanna's back. Hold on. Come on. Internet, you can do this. The power of
believe in
Steve
you.
Jobs compels you.
Come on, honey.
Oh, man.
Almost over.
We can do it. Oh, well, that's
Right,
okay. You know what? I want to thank you guys for coming on again today. And thank you to Joanne. Even if sometimes computers decide to be jerks, it's the Christmas season. I'm so glad you guys were here. I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished products. And I hope you guys will join us again next week. Everybody's always welcome, of course. If you feel like you're up to the Christmas card challenge, then we'll see you again in 7 days.
Nice.
Bye,
Yes.
guys.